By the end of the 1960s, Americans had literally trashed their nation. A landscape littered with garbage, a sky filled with pollution, water so contaminated that a river in Ohio caught fire. It was a national emergency for America's first environmental politician.
He was on an airplane and reading a magazine, and the idea of setting aside a single day for a teaching on the environment occurred to him.
Wisconsin U.S. Senator Gaylord Nelson named his idea Environmental Teach-In Day, but his staff shortened it to Earth Day.
The original idea was to organize college campuses and K-12 schools, but word got out and communities began to organize themselves.
And so, in a time without cell phones, fax machines, or the internet, word spread about what would happen on April 22nd, 1970.
20 million people participated that day. It was the largest event in the history of the country at the time. It was remarkably successful, wildly popular, successful beyond Papa's wildest dreams.
I don't think there's any other issue viewed in its broadest sense which is as critical to mankind as the issue of the quality of the environment in which we live.
People were waiting for this. They'd been waiting for someone to focus, get all of us focused.
Madison Mayor Paul Soglin was invited by Senator Nelson to speak at the first Earth Day event.
I think what was so important was that given the focus on the war in Vietnam as the major issue, there was something to feel good about Earth Day, that it was a celebration of life, that it was a change in direction for the nation and its values.
I was in junior high school, and we picked up trash in our neighborhood, and I was delighted to be out of class, and at the time had no idea that I was participating in something that would become a part of my father's legacy.
It was a legacy that proved individuals can have an impact when they take action.
It just seemed that there was something for everyone to do, no matter where you were located geographically, no matter what your political views, there was something that you could do and make a contribution.
Gaylord Nelson's genius was to recognize that the community organizing and the gathering of people to talk about their shared values and their common future was something that had the ability to bring together Americans who might otherwise be divided.
Earth Day also brought together our elected leaders, and they spent the next decade passing about 36 federal laws to protect the environment, including the Clean Air and Water Acts and a Gaylord Nelson favorite, the Wild and Scenic Rivers Act. And 4 decades later, we still see the effects.
We've come a long way in terms of our environmental consciousness and the education of our young people and the importance of protecting the environment.
And at the root of that environmental consciousness, John Muir, Aldo Leopold, and Gaylord Nelson. There were other environmental pioneers from Wisconsin. Increase Lapham and Charles Van Nuys are 2 of the most notable. But it was through the personalities of John Muir, Aldo Leopold, and Gaylord Nelson that we as a nation really developed the instinct to live with nature. And their ideas still inspire us today.